Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Burns Reviews, and today we are breaking down and watching the new Chris Rock, Samuel Jackson horror movie, Spiral, from the Book of Saw. Holy. Working in the shadow of an esteemed police veteran, brash detective Zeke and his rookie partner take charge of a grisly investigation into murders that are eerily reminiscent to the city's gruesome past. Unwittingly entrapped in the deepening mystery, Zeke finds himself at the center of a killer's morbid game. This movie is everything that I wanted it to be, alright? I remember when they put the trailers out, it was supposed to come out way before the whole pandemic. They delayed it, and then again and again. So I've been waiting for this movie for what feels like 2 years? I don't even know. Time is irrelevant. But I remember watching the original trailer going, this looks like the movie 7. But you know what? I've been fooled before. A good trailer doesn't make a good movie. This one pays it off. This feels like 7. This feels like, 7 meets like Gotham City, just blended together. And you don't know what to make of it. You don't know who the good guys are, who the bad guys are. It feels like the Long Halloween to me. And, I love a good police procedural mystery. I love whodunits. I love those kind of movies. That's my bread and butter. I don't really care so much for the blood and gore. That seems to kind of be like a side effect of these kind of stories. But, if you're into that kind of thing, you will not be disappointed. I would say if I was going to grade this movie based on blood and gore, I would give it a 8.5 out of 10. It's not the most gruesome. Now, as far as the storyline goes, you got Samuel Jackson, who is the former police chief, and his son, Zeke, played by Chris Rock. And, he may or may not have a past. He may or may not be a dirty cop, but I can tell you this much, he is surrounded by dirty cops. And there was a point earlier in his career where he decided that he was going to play Serpico and try to do the right thing. And because of it, things played out. I don't want to get into spoilers, but needless to say, we are dealing with a bunch of corrupt cops who are now being taken out by somebody who seems to be picking up where Jigsaw left off. And it's everything you want. You've got mystery, you've got good acting, you've got red herrings, you've got all these elements that make for a good story. If you like something like Knives Out, this is not your typical Saw franchise. It was engrossing. I was pulled all the way in. I thought the side characters held their own next to Rock and Jackson. I thought they were both, they were all really, really compelling, and I was glued to my screen watching this movie. It was scary when it had to be. It had bits of humor from Chris Rock, which really kind of elevated it. He does this whole bit about Forrest Gump and how Jen I is a terrible human being. I've been saying that for years. That was great. And I just really enjoyed this movie. It's everything that I wanted it to be in a new rebooted Saw movie. It could have just as easily been like any other Saw movie where it kind of felt like a soap opera. Because I kind of got the vibe that the later movies are kind of like Days of Our Lives a little bit. And based on what I've seen from like the Cram videos, I haven't actually watched the movies in the Saw franchise after number 3. But I did watch a Cram video that was like a timeline of events leading up to this in case I needed to know anything. And there are Easter eggs in this movie. There are little bits in this movie that make me go, oh, okay, they definitely made a reference to this and that. But I don't think you're, tethered to it. I think anybody could go into this movie without seeing any of the movies and be fine. You don't even have to see Saw 1 if you think about it. If you just are okay with the idea of like, hey, there used to be a franchise of movies called Saw. There used to be this guy, John Kramer. He used to kidnap people who were kind of bad, and they had to get out of these traps or they would die if they didn't try doing it. Like, you don't need any background to watch this movie. So if you've never seen these movies, don't feel like you have to jump into like HBO Max and watch them all. I mean, they're all on HBO Max for free. I might go check out the first one tonight. I might do more of those. I'm thinking about doing an End and Explain video maybe on Friday. And maybe I'll dig into all of the old movies and the press kit to try to give that video a lot of grandiose details. But I don't think the casual viewer will be lost. And it's with that in mind that I'm going to give Spiral from the Book of Saw an A-. That's right, folks. I was going to give it a B+, but you know what? I had so much fun in what is probably my favorite genre, the investigative murder mystery whodunit with a bit of horror in it. It's kind of like Scream, or True Detective, or Seven. That's my jam. That's the thing that I like to watch. And when you got Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson, both are highly charismatic. Both are characters you love to watch, and they don't disappoint. Chris Rock, he got chiseled, man. He must have worked out for this movie. Because I've seen interviews where he looks kind of like, oh, okay, he's getting older. This one looks like he's come back to kick ass. He's like Keanu Reeves or Matthew McConaughey. He's back, and I hope that Chris Rock has a renaissance, as it were, because he's bringing it. And I love that his labor of love of this franchise is the reason why we have this big, high-budget movie, or what feels like a big-budget movie. But anyway, guys, what did you think of Spiral Book of Saw? Be sure to comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please, give the video a thumbs up. We got more videos on the way. And as always, guys, I've been John, you've been Burned. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.